What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Chainlink. But before we get started, if you're not a member of the free Discord, please click the link in the description box below and get started with the free Discord. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. Okay, so we're going to start off here with Chainlink on the weekly candlesticks and talk a little bit about market cycles. So market cycles are one of the most important things you can know about trading and investing in crypto. Once you understand these market cycles, you can really position yourself in a way that very few people can do. In fact, you can set yourself apart from the crowd that has absolutely no idea what they're doing. So let's talk about the market cycle. So here on Chainlink, we do have a complete market cycle. You can see price went from being about 42 cents down here all the way up to $52 at the peak. So that's a pretty big move from those lows all the way up to the peak here on Chainlink. Now, the reason that we're talking about market cycles here with Chainlink today is because of where we are at currently in Chainlink's cycle. So let's go ahead and look over here at the market cycle chart. So if you guys don't know, market cycles repeat in all time frames across all markets. And it doesn't matter if you're trading Bitcoin, gold, silver, whatever you're trading, you can find market cycles and you can find the human emotion and the psychology that is found in those cycles. So here with the market cycle chart, the chart starts out in disbelief. People don't believe that we're going to increase in value. They don't think it's going to skyrocket. They don't believe that it could moon and completely blow people away. So basically, you start at disbelief. People don't believe it's going to go up. Then you start to get into hope and optimism. Then people start to believe because price is clearly going up. And so the majority of people are starting to believe that it could increase in value. And then it goes into thrill and euphoria. And of course, euphoria is the top of the market because people get too greedy. They start to buy high. They add on to their positions, they try to double down, and of course, the market has to turn around and bring people back to reality. And that's exactly what it does. It goes to complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression. Then it starts all over again. You can see it says disbelief again. Now, the reason this is so important is because we're in the disbelief phase on Chainlink right now. So over here was the first disbelief phase, early on in the cycle where people really didn't believe crypto was going to do anything, especially in 2019 and 2018, because we had just had a big bear market on Bitcoin, where Bitcoin went from 20K down to 3K. So it went from 20 down to 3, and a lot of people were shaken out and they thought, hey, there's no way that we're going to have another crypto cycle. So they were in disbelief here in 2019 and 2018 and even in 2020 as well. And you can see that Chainlink started to build up momentum and started to increase in value and really went from that disbelief phase into optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria. And you can see that the price started to get more parabolic, more vertical. People got more excited. That's exactly what happens as you go from the disbelief phase into the euphoria phase. People get more and more excited as price continues to increase over time. So over here, you can see people about right here, people would have been in the optimism phase. And then you go from optimism up to belief and thrill, and then euphoria is right here on Chainlink. Now on the way down, you have to have complacency. So that's also known as a bull trap. In other words, the people that are expecting it to go higher end up getting trapped because they buy right here, expecting it to go higher like this, when really the market actually has to go lower So they get trapped right here trying to buy where they should be selling. And of course, the market does go lower, it turns around and goes down into the depression phase where most people end up selling their tokens. A lot of times people buy the top and sell the bottom because they don't understand the cycle. And if they understood the cycle, they wouldn't do that. So the way this works is when you're in that depression phase of the cycle, that's when a new cycle starts. So basically you go from depression back into disbelief again, which is exactly where we're at right now with Chainlink. So imagine, there was a bear market in 2018 with Bitcoin and with Ethereum and a lot of altcoins. And that lasted 2018, 2019. It started to pick up a little bit. Then we had a crash again in 2020. So imagine that same kind of thing just happened all over again. Here's that bear market. This could be just like the bear market that happened in 2018 on Bitcoin. The only difference is this was the bear market that started in 2021. So it's the same type of a move where a bear market happened after peaking out, where people got too excited, they FOMO bought, and really the market had to pull back. And so a huge bear market happened because they were too euphoric here at the top. So just like how in 2018 there was a bear market before we started a new bull market, that's exactly what just happened here with Chainlink. The only difference is this is 2022. It's the same structure, the same thing that happened in 2018, where we had a bear market before a big upward move. That's the exact same thing that we see here with Chainlink right here, right now, today. So after that bear market in 2018, we went into the disbelief phase on a lot of altcoins, and people got really skeptical that we were going to start a new bull market. But we did. And you can see this is evidence of that, right? This whole upward move on Chainlink in 2020 and 2021 happened after the 2018 bear market. So when people are in disbelief and they don't believe a new cycle can start, they call it a suckers rally. They're in disbelief and they say, oh, only suckers are buying this right now. That's what most people are saying. Why? Because they don't understand human psychology. And so they don't know that a new cycle can start. So they're like, oh, look at all these dummies trying to buy this thing. Do they realize how far down it's gone? There's no way this is going to start a new cycle. And that's the general view that a lot of people have, because that's the point in the cycle that we're at. We're in disbelief. So a lot of people are going to be in disbelief that we could start a new cycle and take off here on Chainlink. So again, whenever you have a market cycle, you have to start off in disbelief where people don't believe it's going to go up in value. Then over time, people get more confident, it increases in value, goes into euphoria, then the market crashes and it goes into depression, where a lot of people are like, man, I shouldn't have bought the top. And then it starts disbelief all over again before a new cycle starts. So there's always that disbelief phase at the beginning of every new cycle, where it's actually really hard to convince a lot of people that the market is going to go up again, because psychologically they're in disbelief. That's the point of the cycle that they're in, at that point in the cycle. That's exactly where we're at right now with Chainlink. So this can be applied to Bitcoin. So imagine in 2018 when Bitcoin topped out and we had a bear market, and then in 2019 and 2020 when it bottomed out, people were in disbelief. They didn't think it was going to go up again, right? They're like, man, there's no way that this is going to go up again in 2020 and 2019. But then Bitcoin broke out and went all the way to 69,000. So they were in disbelief because of the human psychology associated with that point in the cycle. Well, if we take this 2018 thing off and replace it with 2021, then you can see that the same thing that happened on Bitcoin back in 2018 where it had a bear market, and then in 2019 and 2020, where people were in disbelief that it could have another cycle, is the same thing that's happening on Chainlink right now. I think it's getting ready to moon, like completely moon, and blow people away, right? Because we're in the disbelief. A lot of people are going to be skeptical of that. A lot of people don't see it in the charts because they don't understand the market cycle. They don't understand that when you go from depression into disbelief, most people are still going to be skeptical. But most people are not whales. Whales are the select few group of people. They're the small number of people that actually see this. There's a select few people that know what's happening in the market. Those are the whales, which if you don't know is just a fancy term for market maker. That's what it's called in the stock market, is a market maker. These are the people that have plenty of money to move the market, and they like to buy when stuff is undervalued. They like to buy in the disbelief phase. They like to buy right here in the first disbelief phase, but also in the second one that happens after a cycle. They love to buy at those 2 points in the market. And that's exactly where Chainlink is right now. We're in disbelief right here, getting ready for a new cycle, a new parabolic run in the bigger time frame here on the weekly candlesticks, up to new all-time highs. And most people are in disbelief that a new cycle can start. Let's look at what that could look like. So what I think it's going to look like is this. We're going to have another Elliot Wave cycle. So let's count the first one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves up. Then we have our ABC correction down, ABC down. So 5 waves up, ABC. And now we're getting ready for a new Elliott cycle. So we have our first wave 1 and wave 2 right here. And we're getting ready to break out for wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, which could take us up to a new all-time high here on Chainlink. And we'll just delete this cycle here so you guys can see a little clearer here on the chart. And you can see that when that 5th wave actually happens, when we break out, people are going to be blown away. Why? Because they're in disbelief right now. They don't believe it's going to go up. And when you don't believe it's going to go up and you have an expectation that it's going to go lower, and that expectation gets completely obliterated by it doing something different than what you're expecting, people are blown away. Their mind is blown when that happens because they're expecting more downside, and the market says, hey, I don't care what you guys think. I care about what I'm going to do. And the market's going to moon because the market makers and the whales, they buy disbelief. They buy where it's undervalued. It's worth $10 right now. This thing is so undervalued. Just wait till it takes off. Just wait till it breaks above 23 and starts to push up through resistance and goes for wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. It's going to blow people away. It's going to knock their socks off. And the only way that you're able to see it before it happens is if you get smart enough to do what the whales do and what Wall Street does, which is understand the cycle. They understand the human emotion in the cycle. They position themselves and they play it accordingly. And that's how they're able to make so much money trading and investing in not only the crypto markets, but anything that has market cycles, right? Anything. And there's a bull flag right here too on Chainlink. So that's a really bullish pattern. If we can break above the resistance of this pattern, this downward trending dotted line that I have drawn right here, if we can break above that right here, that confirms the bull flag. And that also confirms wave 3, that we're going to break out here and go up for wave 3 and eventually wave 4 and wave 5. So that's my view on Chainlink in the bigger picture. And I want to show you what I mean by Bitcoin in 2018 because we talked about that at the start of the video. But just to get a better visual representation of what I was talking about, let's look at Bitcoin over here in 2018. So this is Bitcoin in 2018, all right? So Bitcoin in 2018 had a bear market. Do you see that? That's exactly what Chainlink just had. And actually, we can take the two charts and switch between them, and you're going to see a lot of similarities in those two charts. It's going to look almost the same. Why? Because Bitcoin also had 5 waves up and an ABC correction, then a disbelief phase, where people did not believe it was going to have a new cycle. But guess what? It did. It had a new cycle. And by the way, it also did a big flag structure, just in the same way that Chainlink is doing right now. You can see that flag that we had here on Bitcoin. When we broke bullish out of that flag, price really skyrocketed. That's exactly what Chainlink is doing right now. Chainlink is in the disbelief phase. People aren't aware of what could come, what could happen as a result of that pattern. So they're bearish. A lot of people don't know what's going on. They don't have any idea what they're doing. And if they would just learn about the market cycle and actually trade based on these cycles and based on the human emotion, they could see it. They could see that Chainlink and Bitcoin are basically the same thing. It's just a different, same thing, different day, right? Same structure, different day, different coin, different day. But it's the same human emotion, the same market structure, and everything here on Chainlink and here on Bitcoin. And yeah, this is going to be huge for Chainlink. I think we're going to have a big year for Chainlink. And if you don't know the way these cycles work, it actually helps to go look at other markets, even outside of crypto, and look at their charts and say, whoa, even silver did the exact same thing that Bitcoin did and that Chainlink is doing right now. Even silver had, guess what? Disbelief, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, right? Depression down here. Then you go into the disbelief phase where it bounces up, and look, it even made a flag right here, a bullish flag, just like Bitcoin did, just like Chainlink is doing right now as we speak. That bullish flag right here. And look, it broke out of that flag and it's getting ready. Silver's getting ready to really go full force in its new cycle and break out, just like how Bitcoin did right here, where Bitcoin broke out into a new cycle. That's exactly what silver is getting ready to do. And that's exactly what Chainlink is doing right now as well. So that's why I say it helps to know the way these patterns work. It helps to know and understand the market cycle so that you can go look at all different kinds of markets on all different time frames and find that consistency that is found in all of them. Because there is a lot of consistency, because human emotion is applied in these charts because humans are trading them. And humans get too excited and we get too fearful, and that natural biological response that we have appears in the charts as these big market cycles. And that's how you guys can make a lot of money trading and investing in these markets. And if you want to learn how to do this more yourself, apply for the mastermind, link in the description box below. I'll hop on a call with you, or my cousin Monson will, and we'll talk a little bit about what the program is. And it's definitely to help you guys learn how to do this on your own so you can find these setups and understand these cycles yourself. So that's my view on Chainlink. And yeah, hopefully you guys found that valuable. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.